Part 3, continuation from the documents I'm showing you all. I'm trying to show you all these things. This is a transcript where Judge Gooley asking everybody, so does anyone have anything to help me? At this point in time, I'm pretty much exhausted my bag of tricks. This is a hearing they're having after they locked up April. April is not present, and Judge Gooley like, can somebody think of something to help me, basically. You know, and then Ellis says, Your Honor, I suggest you go into the child support files of April's family members. So she's telling Judge Gooley, who doesn't have authority or jurisdiction over April family members, to go in everybody's files and see what you can do. You know, again, I'm gonna highlight. I show you all. There's a missing child report saying the child was not seen, taken from Matthew Sabaliva's home on April 24th, 2007. Highlights. You will see this is the commissioner date of a hearing that was April 24th, 2007, where it says Matthew Sabaliva will be granted supervised visits from 1 to 5 Saturday. April was the primary custodian of her child, and she did not file a missing child report. This is April writing a letter to jail records asking them, why am I in jail, won't I get out, when he had her arrested May 14th. And they write back, said, the court have you remanded until you comply with basically giving up your child. This is where April said, Your Honor, before it got there, I don't even want child support. The state can have all the checks. And they said no. You know, she was there naming her child, naming the father for them, telling them this man abused her. And instead of protecting her and her child, they accepted a bribe. Alright, I really want to get to these transcripts where it shows, and here it is. This is April Griffin in the beginning of this courtroom telling Judge Gooley that this man forced himself on her. Alright, let's see. Alright, the court. Alright, he's been adjudicated. The petitioner, yes. A forceful one as well. Whatever. This is what Judge Gooley response was to April saying that this man forced himself on her. A forceful one as well. Judge Gooley says whatever. She's trying to tell the judge what's going on, what happened. Further on, she tries to tell the judge, she says, he said, you know, he tells her whatever. And this is why victims do not come forth, can't get help, you know, because the victims are further victimized, as April is being further victimized now. She's being held on $25,000 bail, cash bail, no criminal record, because bribes overtake constitutional rights, so they believe. Now April's telling the judge, he said whatever, you know, and that should not even occur. That's a shame. So then they go into something where April's trying to explain again. She says on January, well, the first appearance was on October. Do you want the first one of what happened? He said, I don't know. She said, well, first hearing was October 24th on 2006, and I had sent the court good cause. Why not to do a DNA test after they sent me something in the back? I was telling about good cause. All right, let's not go back that far. We're past that. That's what Judge Gooley tells her. She's trying to again tell him why she had good cause and what's going on. Judge Gooley, like, let's go past that. Again, these papers will be uploaded. I mean, I have so many things to show you all. It's not funny. The video is only 10 minutes. You can only do a video for 10 minutes on here, so this is an expert of the United States Supreme Court. They were talking about First, the Constitution protects foremost the biological connection between a mother and her child, and second, the Constitution only protects the father's biological connection with his child when he assumed responsibility for the child and when there is no prevailing state interest to come encumber his rights. So, also, for the unwed father, the mere existence of a biological link between himself and his child does not receive full constitutional protection. Instead, he must promptly and proactively assume responsibility to gain any constitutional protection, which this man did not. The baby was conceived through date rape. All throughout her pregnancy, he was not present. Several times he abused her while pregnant. When he first found out about her pregnancy, he threw her against the bedroom door, trying to kill the baby and attempting to harm my sister seriously. He assumed no responsibility. Only thing he did was came in with a bribe. They accepted it, and these people are being victimized. My sister and Jesse, they're being victimized, and this is allowed to happen to them. It's being allowed to happen to anyone. This is where they were talking about taking the baby out the country. You know, they did a bribe with $1,000, where they offered $1,000. You know, okay, here it is, and they falsified the transcripts where, because it did not say 5 years, they added 5 years, and they're saying they're gonna take the baby when the baby's 5 years. So this is his lawyer talking to him, coaching him. Okay, isn't it true that we submitted a parenting plan to the guardian ad litem which included specific provisions on whether and when you could leave the country with the baby? Yes. There is no parenting plan submitted. Never ever was one filed. Did that parenting plan include a provision that stated when the child could not be taken out of the country until he was at least 5 years old of age? Correct. And did it not include also provisions that stated that you would, if after the age 5 years old, take the child out of the country, that you would put up $1,000 at a, then the judge, they have a transcript all falsified. There's a asterisk and it says the court bond. Yes, a bond. Thank you. As a bond to deter any kind of kidnapping situation. Yes, that's not what occurred. He offered $1,000. The judge said so received. It was not about taking a child here at 5 years old. That's baloney, phony baloney. They offered the money. The judge accepted. You cannot remove a child from this country without the consent of the custodial parent. April is that custodial parent. You don't see them questioning April about saying, does she agree? This is a photocopy picture of Matthew's, I believe, a wife in Africa that he gave April while she was pregnant. And he told April he had a wife and children in Africa. This is his wife. He gave it to April and told him that's his wife that's going to be raising her son, Jesse, in Africa. This is a copy of a paper where the federal court said threats to take children are illegal. How children are being separated, and, you know, there's coercion to taking these children. I'll just read a little excerpt from it. A federal judge ruled that the Illinois families, but this is going on in Wisconsin. I'm just reading this. Milwaukee, Wisconsin to be exact. A federal judge ruled that Illinois families were deprived of their constitutional rights when state child welfare officials threatened to separate parents from their children during abuse investigations. That family suffers. This is a quotation of U.S. District Judge Pallmeyer, saying that there's ample evidence to prove that families suffer emotionally and psychologically injuries because the separation lasted for more than a brief or temporary period. That's what's going on now. Here's a copy of a parenting plan, a Wisconsin parenting plan. And on this parenting plan it says that this is an interspousal battery or domestic abuse case, and I decline to give my place of employment or give my address. There was no parenting plan put together anyway. Matthew Subleva did not do it. Judge Gooley took that bribe, arrested my sister because she refused to give her address to this monster. This is an affidavit of so-called his attorney saying that she delivered papers and April's name is not on here of being delivered service.